What's the weather like by you, Jenny? It is so warm, honestly, here. It's absolutely gorgeous. Raise your vibration. I love this card. This one come out on this week's weekly cards as well. So if you haven't seen that, it was on there too. So have a look at that one, because this card is all about rising up like a phoenix. So this live that we're going to do tonight is perfect for this, because it's exactly about becoming this new version of you, this new identity, creating absolute lasting change. Hi Oswald. Yeah, it's boiling here as well. Do you know what? After this, I am stripping off and getting in the hot tub, but it's not on full temperature, so I'm quite excited because it should be nice and cool. Last night, I literally stripped off to my knickers and bra. Sorry, Oswald, I know I'm giving you too much information here. But I was down on the beach and I thought, I've got no swimming costume, I've got no towel, but I am going in. Knickers and bra come out and I was in that sea. Honestly, I thought, why the hell am I not? I'm probably more covered than most people in bikinis anyway, so I went for it. So, I'm dying to know who's heard the podcast this week. Obviously, it was only out yesterday, so you might not be up to date yet, but I'd love to know who's watched it, and did it kind of resonate with you, how you may be tripping yourself up slightly on different things. Please let me know. Hi Paula. I can't wait to see your oracle cards, Paula. I am so excited about this. I'm just going to pop in a password because I am getting prompted to do something here, which I don't know what. It's not for Facebook, but it's coming up on my computer. Right. So we'll just give everybody a second. Fab. So Janie, you heard the podcast. What did you think? And do you have an identity that you are now assuming? And I will go into what I mean by identity for anybody who hasn't heard the podcast yet. Tonight, I'm going to be running through a bit of an overview of it so that you can understand it, and obviously listen to the podcast. It will give you absolutely everything you need to know on this subject. But I just thought, wow, this is incredible. And when I looked back on what I've done over the years, when I have made really big changes, it is because I did these steps. So when I shared this on the podcast, it gave me that aha, because even though in the past I've done this stuff without knowing it was steps in a sense, and done it without realizing, and they were the big bits where I was like, no, this is what I'm going to do. So I will go into that. Paula's not heard it yet, that's fine. So basically, who on the call has tried to implement a change or do something different in their life, and it's one of them things that just can't make that difference? They just seem to go forward and then all of a sudden they go back to them old habits and they just revert back to where they used to be on it. So let me know if that is you. If you there's something, and it could be things like your weight, it could be, getting out of a mindset shift. You might be in a low way mindset, and it's our habits are often the things that build up, and we can be in bad habits often because of the way that we're feeling about something. So I know for me, I used to do it with dieting all the time. I was kind of serial dieter. I'd lose 7 pounds and then that was it. I'd be, I've lost 7 pounds, really excited, and just go back to old ways. And I could never shift that fully until one time when I really did adopt a new pattern. So, because at one point I lost 3 stone. I'm still probably 2 stone lighter than what I ever was. So yeah, it's a big thing. Hi Lisa, definitely you. Yeah. So in this podcast this week, I go into how you actually create lasting change and how we've probably been tripping ourselves up in the past. So all of our realities at the minute are made up of our current habits that we have in our life. So you think about it, you get out of bed, you either make the bed or you leave it all messy. You go and get a coffee, you go and get your breakfast. Whatever you do, you will be in a routine, you'll be in a habit. It'll just be natural to you. That will be what you do every morning. So basically what I do, I get up, I've started having a new charcoal drink that's Ginger Wells has got me set up on, so if she's coming on, Ginger has got me on the charcoal, I think it's charcoal drink. So I have that, and then I have my coffee. And that's my morning routine, but then I do my meditation, and I've built all that in. But it's thinking about, right, what is your morning routine? What is your daily habits? Are they good? Are they bad? Do you feel good about them, or do they make you feel, like you should be doing something else? You should be doing something different. Hi, Darcy. So all of our realities is based on these routines and habits that we have. So if you think about it, if you're wanting to lose weight, but you're constantly eating poor food and not exercising, then them habits are leading you to not lose weight. So to make a change, often we go straight to the habit. We go straight to the thing that we're doing. Now, how many of you have done that? If you want to make a change to your life, do you try and just go, right, what can I do differently? Who's done that? Please let me know. Don't apologise, Val, you're perfectly on time. So I'd love to know who has ever wanted to make a change, whether it's to weight, career, mindset, starting a meditation practice, whatever it is. How many of you have done that and went straight to changing something that you do rather than, well, I won't give it away for anybody who hasn't heard the podcast yet. So, and that's what we all do, isn't it, right? It's like, right, I need to lose weight now, so I'm going to start going to the gym. I'm going to pay for a membership. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week, and that's going to be me. And you kind of get these things and you set yourself up, and it starts for a little bit, and then all of a sudden you don't have the push to go to the gym that week, and you think, oh, I can't be bothered, and then you go, oh, well, it won't matter if I miss one, and then I won't matter if I miss another, and then by you know it, you've not been there for a month and you've not done any exercise, and you've got out of this habit that you were trying to start. So we've done that because we changed the thing that we're doing. But actually, to make that lasting change, we've got to start to change who we're being, not just what we're doing. So with the way that we think and feel about things, because our thoughts, habits and beliefs are words as well, they're all habits. You'll know this, you'll have these little sayings that just pop out your mouth and you're like, where the hell did that come from? And it'll be something your mum probably said, or your dad probably said, or even your grandma, and you're like, oh God, I sound just like them. Comments have stopped, so hopefully if I miss anything, I will go back and revisit them. So just somebody pop a comment in just in case I'm missing them. But yeah, so it is about changing who you're being, because when you think about it, if you don't do that and you suddenly start to put things in place, then you've always got this underlying belief about who you actually are. So if you're starting to start a diet, so Darcy, some comments have just come through, so I'll just revisit this. Darcy made the jump and got divorced and was done being miserable, but what a huge change and adjustment, and have good and bad days, definitely. But so brave of you to do that. That is, honestly, it is brave. And that'll have been a big change, because I'll go into it in the podcast, but one of my big identities, so when you're the person you're being becomes your identity, it's what you say about yourself. So we might think of ourselves as a victim, we might think of ourselves as a serial dieter, we might think of ourselves as the bad employee, whatever it is that's kind of been resonated into us. We give ourselves this title, and we end up, that's our belief of who we are in that moment. And actually our identity is just what we're made up of at that time. That can change, it's not fixed. So if you've had this victim mentality, which Darcy, you probably had that for a long time. I know I did when I was married and it wasn't going well. And literally I was the victim. I couldn't do anything. I was stuck. I couldn't get out of it. And then I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not stuck. I'm not a victim. And things started to change, because I go into it in the podcast, but I had a victim mentality for a very long time. So that become my identity, and it played out in everything. It played out in work, it played out in like relationships, my family relationships, because I was the middle child, so I had that kind of victim mentality going on. And it's crazy how this identity, then before you bring your matching habits to match this identity. So I want you to think about, what is your identity you're assuming at the minute? Because I had a really big one. So for me, I'm still working in my job as well as doing my business, but my business is my passion. Like, this is where I'm so passionate. But my job, I'm really lucky, my job is really well paid, so it's a big leap to jump from that to doing this full time, and it's a bit scary. So for a long time I've been thinking, or if I could just leave that job, if I could, and it was just that victim. I was giving away that bit of control. So I've changed my identity in my mind to say I'm an entrepreneur with multiple sources of income. That job is just one of those sources of income. It's not my sole source of income, which makes a huge change, because for me now, I'm like, yeah, that's just one thing. That's not the be all and end all. Whereas before, I was thinking of lack. I was thinking of I couldn't leave that place. Whereas actually, it's just another source of income that I'm choosing to let in. So it just creates a total shift. So now my behaviour and attitudes and beliefs and wording that I'm saying is so different. And it takes that identity is completely changed. So now my habits are going to match that. And I did this previously when I was in a job I really didn't like. And I really felt like I was being badly done to. I was being bullied. And again, I was in that victim mode. I was constantly, everything was awful. Everything was happening to me. And this was around the time when I started to learn about the law of attraction, and I learned about The Secret, and it was all about your thoughts creating your reality. And I thought, right, well, my thoughts at the minute are not good around this job. So if I say to myself, I love my job and I love everyone I work with, and I say that as a mantra on repeat, I then become, my identity was, I love my job. I really love my job. And I used to say this over and over again. And actually, what happened was, because it became my mantra, it became my identity, I opened up to new possibilities. Because whatever identity you're assuming, whether it's a victim, whether it's, a really powerful person, an embodied, an empowered person, if you think of yourself as a tidy person, a thin person, whatever it is for you, you create your focus around that. So your thoughts go to that identity that you've got, your beliefs go to that identity that you've got, and your actions, your habits do too. So by me saying I love my job and everyone I worked with, I walked in that job saying that over and over again, which one made me feel better. And then things started to happen because I could see them, because that was where my focus was going. My focus was going on things that I loved. So I would walk in and I would see all the people that I did actually enjoy working with. And I'd missed it for so long because my head was on, I hate this job, I'm so unhappy. And I couldn't see all of the good stuff around me. So it completely changed what I was seeing. It completely changed where my focus was going. And things started to change. So people started to move on. I moved departments. People who weren't gelling with me did end up leaving the business even. All of these things happened to align. And then I got a different job, which was even better, more aligned to what I wanted to do. And all of this stuff come about because I changed that identity. But if I'd have stayed in that victim mode, nothing would have changed. Everything would have stayed the same and possibly got worse. So Janie's reading The Secret. Darcy, I took care of everybody else and now it's just me and I'm a bit lost. Yeah, I understand that, but honestly, it will get better. It will. And if you ever want to chat, Darcy, I'm here. I've got you. I've not long lost my mum, my world. Oh, Lisa, God bless you. I've now started my nurse training after a 20-year career in school. Wow. I'm definitely victim mode and I feel I deserve nothing, but I give everything. Do you know what, Lisa? This is gonna, please listen to these words tonight, because this can make a huge change. Because the best thing about this is you don't have to fully believe the identity at first. You don't have to be like, right, yes, this is me as of today. What you have to do is start saying it on repeat. Any of our beliefs, again, are patterns. The words that we say over and over again repeatedly. So all we've got to do is start to change the words that we say on repeat over and over again. And even if you don't believe them, they start to register. Because actually, we look at the beliefs that we do believe, they're not true. So that now the new belief that you're trying to say can be true eventually. So really, you don't have to believe it. Muhammad Ali said he was the best before he even knew he was the best. He just said it. That was his mantra. I am the best. I am the best. And he would go out there and he would say it to people. He'd be like, I'm the best. And he didn't really believe it then. There were so many people better than him. But he fought through and he kept saying, I am the best. And this is why it really does start to work, because the magic of it, you don't even have to understand the science, but there is science behind this. And this is the thing. With our thoughts, they're literally energetic vibrations that come out of us and go into the world, okay? But everyone has a vibrational frequency. So this is where your focus goes, your energy flows, and that's what it means, because where you're focusing your thoughts, these vibrational frequencies are coming out of you and going towards what you're focusing on. But you've got to think of the level that we're focusing on. So actually, if we're focusing on some high vibrational thoughts, we're then putting energy signals out to these high vibrational thoughts. And that then attracts the high vibrational stuff in. If we're putting our focus on things that don't have high vibrational thoughts, then we're attracting in by sending out these signals to bring in the negative. So even though you don't believe it yet, just by saying it as a mantra, one, it makes you feel a bit better naturally. By saying something more positive, your energy changes. It just does. So for me, when I used to walk into work, I would walk into work on repeat and I wouldn't be believing it, but I'd be like, I love my job and I love the people I work with. I love my job and I love the people I work with. And I would eventually be bouncing into work. And then because I was so happy, it was like an energy signal attracting in all these other happy people to me, which really I ended up loving everyone around me, which was absolutely great. So there is actual science in this. It's not just, positive mental attitude. It's so much more than that. It's brain retraining. And this is how we start to make those lasting changes. Because by giving yourself a new identity, by saying, choosing something different. So don't say, I am not a victim. Change something to what you positively want to feel. So I am a strong, empowered woman. I am a happy, free spirit. What is it you want to feel? Go into that, because our subconscious as well doesn't register the negative. So if I said to you, don't think of a blue car, you automatically think of a blue car. You don't hear the don't, and that's your subconscious. So remember, with your affirmations, always keep them on the positive. Don't add anything negative in. So don't have it in, I think I heard somebody say, and I think Erin had put this in one of her emails, and it was something like, I never want to be broke again, or something like that. And that was what a business coach had told this woman to say, I never want to be broke again. And that's like, no, because all your subconscious is hearing is, I want to be broke. So you've got to say something positive like, all my credit cards have zero balance. I have thousands of pounds in the bank. You know, think of it as the positive, so the opposite of what you're feeling currently, and make that your new identity. So what identities would you love to have? You know, pop it in the comments as well. And this is, I feel like I'm giving you a lot of information here tonight, but I do go through it in this week's podcast. So go to Manifesting Straight Talk. It is on it's on all the podcast channels. So go and have a listen, and I break it down a little bit easier, and obviously give you the story of my background as well. And it just gives you that way of thinking of, right, what identity am I really giving myself? And that was a huge breakthrough. Even when I teach this stuff and I go through it on the podcasts, I then get my own ahas, and I am constantly doing this work on myself. I don't want you all to think that, you know, there's only you that is going through this stuff. Like, I am constantly regenerating, healing, moving forward, and it is always working on that mindset. It's not kind of, you know, you go to the gym and you do it once, you keep going, but it gets easier because you start to see these ahas, and they come through and they're like, right, okay, I'm moving forward, I'm up leveling, and it will happen for you, honestly. So have a listen to the podcast, but I would love to know, I don't know whether the comments are catching up, but what's your new identity? So for me, my new identity is I am an entrepreneur with multiple sources of income. That is mine, and that is just breaking me free of this feeling of I'm stuck in a job, because I am not stuck in a job. I could choose to leave, but you know, it's that feeling. Everybody has a choice in everything, and it's thinking we've always got the choice. It's just maybe the choice that you don't want to make. So you know, really think about that as well. So that's my new identity. That's me sharing mine with you, and I cannot wait to see where this one's going to take me, because I've got that on repeat now. So it's exciting, because as well, that's going to open me up to more streams of income coming in. It's going to open me up to more opportunities, because now I'm open to seeing them. I'm not feeling I'm stuck in a job, which keeps me focused on just being stuck and the opportunities aren't there. Whereas now I'm like, no, I have multiple streams, so bring it on. Let's see it come in. Casey says, yikes, I've never named it. Well, let's give it a name, Casey. What is it who is it you're playing at the minute? Who is this identity you're playing at the minute? Because once that changes, everything changes with it. So it's so much easier to create better habits. So anyone who's struggling to meditate or adopt new spiritual practices, you know, you just say to yourself that I meditate easily. I'm one of those people who just gets up and meditates. I am just one of those people, and it's just easy for me. If it's food and you're struggling with dieting, you know, I'm just one of them people who loves healthy eating. That is who I am at my core. And that's it. And wait till you see, because I've been doing this with salad, and actually I never ate salad. So I used to hate it. But now I crave it. If I don't have it with my meal, it's like there's something wrong, there's something missing. And I've lost weight off the back of it, and I would never, ever have added that to my thing, because I had this thing, I don't do salad, I'm not a salad eater, I'm not a healthy eater, and that was my identity. So you might have loads and loads of identities that you've got playing out over your different habits. I mentioned in the podcast as well, me about lateness. I'm always the late one, and it's been a running joke in my family for years that I'm the late one. Rachel would be late for her own funeral, blah blah blah, and it lingers. So now I need to reframe that. That's something I could reframe that would make things easier for me, because I probably get less stress. I say I'm optimistic with time. I'm a badass helping kids. Yes, you are. Honestly, Casey, the work you do is amazing. So any questions, please just pop it in. If you're struggling with getting your head round what you could, think of as your new identity or what you could adopt. And the big thing is, honestly, you do not have to fully believe it just yet. But on repeat, over and over again, this new thought pattern becomes a belief eventually, because that is all your beliefs are. They're just things that you have said repeatedly over and over again. That is all they are. There is no truth in these negative beliefs. They are just repeated thoughts. So imagine having repeated positive thoughts and the impact that would have on your life. I'm beautiful and worth. Yes, Casey, I love that one. So as well, just to give you a heads up of everything that's coming, I know we talked about I posted about meditation a while ago and just said, who's struggling with meditation, who struggles getting into a routine, who struggles, just concentrating. So we do I've got a 4-week meditation course coming out, which is just super easy. But what I'm doing with that is stepping you through meditation right from the beginning, so that you can really get into a good practice with it and start to learn to shut out your thoughts. So it gives you that focused way of learning how to meditate. So that is coming. I also have a manifesting course coming soon, so I will keep you posted about that, and that will teach you how to really, from the beginning, start to manifest properly, all the steps in the dance that you'll need to do that. Yes, totally believe it, it works. Fab Val. And I'd love to know any identities you've changed or anything, you're trying to change. And the big one as well, especially for anyone who is an entrepreneur in the group, struggling to make that transition from working to being an entrepreneur full time can be really hard. So what is your identity around that? Is your identity around, are you still calling yourself something to do with your job? Is that still where your headspace is at? Because we need to change that over as well. Again, it links to money. If your identity is money is hard to come by, I struggle with money, I'm not good with money, I struggle with debt. That is your identity around that, and then your habits are matching your identity. So what are you changing in that? How are you going to change your identity? It could be that, money just flows easily and freely to me. And how good does that feel? As soon as you start to say that, money flows easily and freely to me, as a mantra every single day. And what actually happens is you start to notice the money that comes in. You start to be grateful for the money that comes in. So money flows easily and freely to me. And wait and see what's happening. I know the guys who's been doing the abundance prayer have been seeing that as well. Even, just everything, it just feels more grateful. All these channels, all these different things that we've maybe not thought of. Yeah, exciting things, can't wait. The meditation, but it's changed me so much already. Yeah, definitely. The meditation was a big changing point for me, and that's why it's something that I do add into everything I do. It's not the be all and end all, but I really would say meditation is something that just shuts off your ego just for a little bit. It gives you that respite. It just gives you that connecting with something higher, connecting in with your heart rather than your head all the time, because our head is where we get messed up, let's be honest. So it is nice just to listen to your heart sometimes, and that is what meditation does for me. It just kind of shuts it off, and it allows me, now that I'm kind of, been doing it for a long time, I can get into it very quickly. And when you think of that meditative state where you're just at that peaceful state, to get into that really quick and just shut off the outside environment is a massive win. So honestly, I cannot stress how much meditation can change your life. And everybody used to say that to me, and I would be like, I don't have time, I can't meditate, I don't have time, I don't get it, I don't see anything. I was like that, honestly. I wish your head would Darcy, maybe give this course a try. It's only a basic one, but it just helps you think about, ways to shut off your mind. But as well, I know a few of you said struggle with ADHD. Meditation doesn't have to be done sat down in one space. You could do it whilst you're ironing, you could do it whilst you're doing something else productive. But if you're listening and just taking in that information, it's having a big impact on your subconscious. So don't think of yourself as doing things wrong. Just find the way that fits for you. It doesn't have to be. Again, it's that identity thing. We could say that we're not good at meditating. That's an identity. So what if we said, I find lots of ways to give my mind a rest, and it's thinking a bit like that. Hi Ginger, I was giving you the heads up before because I was saying about my new drink that I'm having every morning. So any questions just before we finish off? But I cannot stress enough, I know I've given you a lot of information tonight, but how long should you meditate? Honestly, Darcy, 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes a day, maybe build it up to 10. So what I've done with this course is I've started off with a small one, and you do that for a week, and then just added a slightly bigger one, but talked you through the process of it as well, so that you can start to see how it works. Because what happens is normally you start with a visual meditation, and if you're not visual, you're gonna switch off straight away, because you're gonna think, I can't see it, nobody's telling me what to do. So what I've done, I've just tried to take it really back to basics. So that is going to be coming out in the next few days, so I will let you know when it's available. Well, Lisa, I have got you sorted, honestly, and I've got this 4-week course, and it is honestly just short meditations, and then but I talk you through it. So in there, I give you a little video about what to expect, what to do, how to do it right. You literally, I've got you sorted, because it was something I used to go to a weekly, it was a spiritual development, and we ended up doing a lot of meditation there. And some weeks I'd just fall asleep, and I'd be like, why am I falling asleep? It's not good falling asleep in front of a class of people, but it's because it was my only chance that I ever shut my mind off. It was the only chance I ever really let myself shut down. So I was just getting exactly what my body needed, and that was fine. But it's just thinking about all this stuff. Yeah, course I will, Ginger. I'll pop a link for the membership in, and just to let you know. So I was just saying, we've got a meditation. I know you do meditation anyway, so we've got a meditation course coming out, and soon there's going to be a manifesting course, which will be amazing. But I will pop you in the link to the membership. So as well, just to break it down for you, I talk about the membership all the time, but you probably don't understand what people get in there as well, because when us Brits as well, we don't really do this type of stuff. So Americans, you'll all love it. There's memberships galore over there, you'll get it. But anyone in the UK, they're like, what is this mindset stuff? What is podcasts? What is these groups? What are these courses about? We don't do this stuff over here. It's all kind of new. So in the membership group, what happens in there, they get their own Facebook group. So they've got their Facebook, and they use it as their own little sounding board between themselves as well. So anything that comes up where they're struggling with intuition, or manifesting, or just mindset stuff, they pop all that in there, and that's where they have their outlet. And then they also get access to my membership site. So in the membership site, I've got videos on how to do tapping, videos on how to do meditation, videos on how to do moon rituals. We've also got all the masterclasses in there for the last, I think we've been going since November, so the last 7 months or something. So there's all the masterclasses in there. And each month I do a masterclass, and I don't do it, it's not a course, so you get something out of each masterclass. It's like a powerful masterclass. And basically what it is I go through a topic. So this month we've went through imposter syndrome and looking at how to identify what type of imposter syndrome. So that is where you always doubting yourself or telling yourself you're not good enough or telling yourself all these things. And I go through how you identify the type that you have, but then I give you practices that you can do to start to change it. So I do the masterclass every month. So you get that, which is an hour, and we do it on Zoom, so people get to interact and chat and, you know, ask questions and get any coaching they need. And then also we have a live tapping, which is in the membership Facebook group. And the live tapping is always linked to whatever masterclass theme that we've done. So it's so this month we're going to be tapping through overcoming imposter syndrome. And then in there as well, you get a meditation vault. So there's meditations in there around connecting to your higher self, around all of the manifesting stages, so around asking, around your beliefs, and around receiving. So there's all sorts of meditations in there that also shift you forward as well. So it basically, all the themes are linked to a manifesting thing, because basically to manifest you need to shift your mindset. Like I'm saying, we need to become that version of us, this identity. So where I'm talking about your identity and I'm saying you don't have to believe it at first, what I teach you in the masterclass is how to believe it. The mindset shifts in there is about how to become that person, how to become that version of you, and how to make that happen. So each masterclass, you know, there's some really, really powerful ones in there. We've done about the power of your words. We've done about, I'm trying to think, Casey might be able to help me out, but we've done on boundaries. We've done all sorts of stuff. We've done, next month I'm going right into manifesting as well. We're going to be doing some forgiveness work. There's just all sorts. So if you have any questions on anything that's coming, please just give me a shout. I'm here to help. This group is yours as well. It's not just about me. So please share what's going on with you. Share any massive wins that you're having. Share anything that you feel's helping, or anything you've tried from a manifesting point of view. Any books that you're reading which are amazing. For me personally, I have just read an amazing book. So it's called Believe It by Jamie Lee Kern, or something like that. I will find out and put it in the notes as well. But it's called Believe It, and she is the founder of IT Cosmetics. And anybody, any woman who is wanting a boost and know that they can do anything, please read this book, because what we are doing in our life is only a reflection of what we believe we can do, because we are unlimited people. We have so much potential, so let's go and grab it, honestly. And that's what I want to help you with. Casey, oh thanks Casey. But it's highly recommend our class, so you don't get overwhelmed. Yeah, thank you. Honestly, everybody in there is just, I love you all. It's fab. But please let me know what you're gonna, what you want. I'm gonna try and start to do some Q&A sessions. So actually on lives, people can come up and be on live with me if anybody's brave enough to do that. And if you're ever struggling with something, we could have a bit of a session where I just talk you through some stuff. So if anybody's up for that, please pop it in the comments and I'll start to plan them in. Oh, thanks Ginger. I love your energy, honestly. Ginger has 9 kids, everybody. Can we just give her like a massive, like, honestly, that blows my mind. You are a superwoman, seriously. Right, I will love you and leave you, because I am going in my hot tub tonight. Even though it's not the hottest, I'm hoping it's going to be nice and cool and can cool me down. I really need this. My card said I did last week. Yeah, honestly. Lisa, do you know what? You're in exactly the right place. I always think, I mean, we live in the same town. We didn't know each other before. And you know what? you find the right people when you need them, and I was exactly the same. I found the right people when I needed them. So you're in the right place, and you will get through it. Oh, sorry, I thought you had 9, Ginger, but 7's enough anyway. God. Yeah, right. So we'll leave it on that tonight. But thank you, everybody. And I think what I'll do, I'm trying to plan in probably a Thursday for a live. So we'll try and keep it similar time so that you know when I'm going to be on, but try and have a chat, and then you can use it as a chance to answer any questions you might have. Obviously, I'll keep you updated on everything that's coming, because I've got big ideas on, like, I'm a coach, but I'm like a natural teacher as well, so I constantly want to like teach everybody everything I know basically, but I can't do that all at once because I've been learning this stuff for a while, and I would just, you know what I'm like, I chat at you and I don't want to overwhelm you all, so I will be telling you, I basically want to help everyone and, teach you all what I know, because I know it works, because I use it and I've done it, and I've literally changed my life, and my life is mind-blowing now compared to what it was, honestly. And I just know where it's going as well. It's going so much further. So you've got this potential in you as well. I'm not special here. I'm from a little town in Whitehaven. It's just, this is what I choose, and we've all got some potential we're just not hitting yet, so let's just go for it. Right, bye everyone. Thank you so much for tonight, and I will speak to you all soon, and I'll pop the links in for you so that you've got them all. All right, bye.